9.
10.
Yizzo.
She's declining. It's a decline for me.
Yizzo. Yo, I'm a little under the weather, so
Oh my God.
this is the voice that you're getting right now. I sound like a grown-ass man.
Yo, what's up,
Yizzo.
yo? How you doing? It's around
What's
the way,
up?
girl.
What up, Shanti? How you feeling?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Antoinette, don't get me heated.
Yo,
Might be gay.
got you sweating a little bit.
Got me blushing. It's a man's voice for me.
Oh,
A deep
child.
voice.
Deep voice.
Saying
That
disgusting
little rumble.
things.
Oh, that rumble in
The
that
rumble.
voice, child. Don't play with me now. How you
Girl,
doing, Queen?
I'm sorry that you don't feel well.
I actually sound worse than I am. I have a little post-nasal drip, so you know how that be. Let's see, little fever, little post-nasal. It'll all be better
So
tomorrow.
A little fever, little post, every little cough, little hepatitis,
Little COVID.
hep, hepatitis C, little gangrene, rheumatoid arthritis, little sound.
But even with all that, I was so looking forward to talking to your ass because I knew you was gonna make me feel better now.
Oh, girl.
Look at me. I got game. I'm gassing the shit out of you.
You is. I'm vulnerable right now.
Open up for me, baby. Anyway.
Girl, see, you got those one-liners. When you was listen, we were on a boat we were at Tulum, and Antoinette, y'all saw Amanda before. Amanda's really small. Amanda was on Antoinette's lap, and Antoinette pushed her down. What did you say?
I don't remember.
She said something like, arch your back, or like,
oh, yeah.
She gave her a command, and Amanda just was like,
I might.
ooh, Amanda was flustered and
she was hiding about it. She said, wait a minute. I know we've been friends for years, but that
arch your back. You said bend over. You said some kind of line that
I probably said for me or something like that.
Yeah. I
tell you, when I put it on, I put it on. You might not hear it right now, but when I'm in the mood,
I'm gonna go straight into it because you're taking me there. And I talked to a friend today. I went to Atlanta,
which is basically Tulum as well. Same
the
place.
Blacks run free wild. And I went to Rocksteady. Shout out to Rocksteady, really fun place. And I went on a dance floor, and I was having fun. I danced with a gentleman, and the gentleman pulled me. The way he pulled me and grabbed me.
I wish y'all could see her.
Nigga. And I said, this is missing. The men don't grab you anymore.
Oh, no.
We need to get consensual come over here.
Listen, a come here, Negro.
Come here.
Ain't nothing better.
And a hand on the back, on your back.
Oh, an assertive.
Come here. Y'all niggas is fucking up. And with women, it's a collective disappointment and loss. Because I was talking to my friend, and she was like, yeah, I went dancing, and the men were just standing there shaking their ass.
Yeah, but in the middle of Me Too, it's hard for a come here dude.
I feel sorry for you.
To navigate that. Yeah. They like, oh, I ain't trying to get in trouble.
Fuck out. Because they need to be some consensual grip ups.
We gotta give them some kind of energy to show it's like, yo, maybe we gotta wear shirts. Like, I love me a come here Negro. I'm about to make it. I'm about to make one and just walk around.
Get over here.
Not get over here. Come here.
Come here.
Ooh. Come here.
Come here.
Ooh. Okay.
And they say something in your ear or some shit like.
Oh my God. When they push the hair from your ear a little bit and then their lips is real close. That's what Alan Iverson did to me.
Excuse me.
Sorry, Shanti. Stop. I'm tired today.
I was immediately flaccid after you said that. I'm no longer aroused or wanting
If
to
y'all
talk
are
about
new
it.
listeners, you don't know that story. We had a year-long fight about this, but back in the day, I could have been a hot girl, and I asked that man where his wife was and ruined it. But here we are.
Girl. Anyway, Atlanta was a lot of fun. Went into the woods, ran around, did a lot of hood rat stuff. Felt
I
really
saw that, and I was like, she went to Atlanta to go to Valley Green? Like, where
Girl,
is
I
this
hated
girl
that
at?
you said that.
I was irritated.
It was beautiful. We went to Helen. It was just like a German, like a tourist site.
Who
like
you and Shahid?
with Big Shy.
Yo, shout out to Shahid, yo.
Shahid, I just want to say thank you because he really curated that. He was like, we gonna go here. He was like my dad. He knocked on the door 7:00. You gotta wake up. We gotta go. Drove to Helen, Georgia. Am I gonna tell all my business?
Tricky. Take a second. Pause. Think.
Microdosed.
Wait, you microdose again with somebody else and not
Girl,
me? It makes me so mad.
I'm gonna tell you this. I never want to do mushrooms the way that I did them before the first time, where I was out of my fucking mind. There's no reason to do that. Antoinette?
You mean the journey. You don't want a journey again.
No.
You only want to microdose. I know people who microdose. They have like a chart on how much to take.
You're love it, Antoinette.
And that you just are super creative and like
the fact
energized.
That nature was like everything.
I'm jealous, and I'm really mad that you did it with Shahid, of all people.
Why?
Because, am I going to tell all my business? I dated him, and you running around being his best friend. Now, we ain't got no beef, but that's fucked up that you run around gallivanting in Atlanta with somebody I used to date, microdosing with them, and then not microdosing with me. He was my
friend before your friend. It wasn't like
you shouldn't have introduced us.
No, y'all shouldn't have acted up. Fell in love in 2 weeks.
Shout out
telling all our business. Anyway, it was fun. That was fun.
What if he listens to this? He's like, I ain't date you, bitch. Get out of here. You just hanging out.
No, he's not. No, he can be like, girl, we was in love.
We was in love. Gave you my best.
But Antoinette, and to all the people, we have to do it. You and I have to do it together. We got to be in nature.
I think it's a Patreon episode.
No, we are not going to microdose. But I'm going to just tell you one thing. I was moving my arm like this. And a swing of my arm, it never felt as delicious and as free. I wanted to walk. We was walking like Scooby.
y'all gotta see her.
We were walking like Shaggy and Scooby-Doo, like linked, arms just swinging.
All right,
this nigga was doing
clip.
It too.
This is the clip right here. Because people need to see this. No, all right, fine.
But Antoinette,
I'm jealous. You had the chocolate?
No, it was just some dried up.
Oh, he ain't even give you.
And we ate with a chocolate
She was
croissant.
poison. Oh, God.
We were around a lot of white people, you know? And it was really interesting being around white people that worked. Like in New York and in Philly, you don't see white people doing labor. I don't.
See.
You know, they're on their computers. They're like fucking doing shit in their heads. But these are like blue collar white people working. Hands are dirty.
Gray.
Just the sort of gray. Did you say?
Giving more gray white folks. Got you.
Like
little filthy.
I'm praying that you bring back a union job. Like niggas like.
Oh, I see.
And it really clicked for me this election, Trump being elected. They are the majority of the Georgia voters. They are the majority, I would think. I don't know the majority. I'm making up stats. Forgive me. But like that type of white person is
an experience.
America, nigga. That's America.
Yes.
That's
experience. Them. Yes.
And there's generations to create that. That took generations to create. And the fact that, I don't know, the fact that they have voting power, the fact that they have community that they're highly committed to and invested in, is wild to me. It was wild. I was just like, oh shit, this
It makes
is
complete sense to me.
crazy to me. And
is it crazy because it's new, or is it?
It's crazy because I saw it, like for real. I saw it.
Yeah, it's new to
and
you.
I was like, oh, and this is America. Like we live in pockets. This is our, like I just go out of Philadelphia.
Atlanta is a pocket. Philly is a pocket.
New York is
Brooklyn
a pocket.
is definitely a pocket.
And it scared me. It made me feel sad for them in some ways that these are uneducated
Walmart whites. Yeah.
That have created families and communities on a particular kind of labor that is gone, that's not coming the fuck back.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they really understand that. And now so much of their politics is centered around social shit versus like, nigga, you in trouble. And I don't think the way that Republicans and Trump and Kemp and all these people, the way they're appealing to them is through like this social, like we're gonna keep you strong, we're gonna keep woke out of your life, we're gonna keep your traditions alive, but you're not gonna put food on these people's table, and I don't think they understand it.
Mm-mm.
It was heavy, it was deep. I was tripping balls, and I was like, whoa,
wow,
that
crazy. Sounds like a great trip.
It was fun. And then I'm just trying to come back and have that same energy in Philly.
You laughing? It was the way you said it. I'm sorry.
But the curiosity, the excitement, the like going into shops, the mixing and mingling with people, a lot of Caribbean men in Atlanta from Brooklyn, Antoinette. I will tell you that. A lot of milk duds there.
Shout out to the milk duds.
But it was good. Thank you, Shahid, for...
Big Shah. Whatever. My update is that in recent weeks, it might not sound like it because I sound crazy right now, but I have noticed... Remember when you were getting noticed by white men?
Oh, I love this.
It's not a white man thing. No. They still like that pass. I'm getting noticed by younger men, and like the way these young men are knocking on my door is cracking me up. Young, like 29, young.
Ooh.
Like what? Wait, child, what did you doing? Young, like, and I think 32 young, and I think that's young because I'm 35, and I usually will date older men. So what
are they saying?
I don't even know how it's even happening, how they're even like getting my attention, or like
star.
No, but like how we're even like, one person I met in person was just a great person, but he's like a pop. He's just an old man in his heart and soul, and I really appreciate it. I love it. But I'm just shocked by the attention that I'm getting from younger men, and I'm like, what is this about? Are you looking for? What are you looking for? Are you looking for an IT? Like, what is this energy? Because I don't know. They all comment on how nurturing I am, and I'm like, that is cold for auntie, old lady, and a nurturing. I don't know, or maybe just like, oh, you're a good woman. I don't know. But it's just very interesting, and I might let one of these people, these young people, ruin my life for a little bit. I might.
Cuffing season. Let's go. Cuddle up.
I don't know if I'm letting them cuff me. We'll see about all that, but I'm entertaining it. I'm like, all right, young man, what you got to say, little boy? And then I was thinking about Maya, and I said, well, wait now.
That might be the love of your life.
Let me listen. Shout out to Maya. What's her last name now? Did it change?
Washington.
Now that she's married? I know, but her husband, I'm thinking about her husband. Well, y'all know her as Shameless Maya. But Maya, the husband is younger than her, honey. And she is happy on her farm with her child, living her best life. So I said, well, wait a minute.
Yeah, go ahead over build here. Her house, child.
Listen, they young, they got energy, they got stamina.
And they got a soft brain to mold. They ain't all
right. Teach you a couple things now.
Wake up with a listen,
Listen,
girl.
knees don't hurt yet,
Come on,
sir. Because you know now,
still, and you can
you
teach
know
them
I
something.
missed
They're
my prime.
malleable.
I missed my
Malleable.
prime time, so this might be it. It might be like, all right.
You're going into your prime. Stop playing.
Well, I'm just saying, the old men that I'm usually attracting, they be tired. They be in bed by 10. These young people, they might be able to stay up, show me a good time. Shout out to them.
I want you.
No, you do. You've expressed it quite a few times, sis.
I feel like you got one life to live.
Let me tell y'all something. If y'all can see Shanti on our text, when and if I ever am like, she's a wild girl. When I send her, I want to read it so bad, but I won't. But Shanti is disgusting. And she is objectifying men. She don't give a fuck about who they are or what they do. She just like, yes, fuck her. Like, oh my God. The most she'll ask is, what's his sign? That's it. She don't ask nothing else.
What's his birthday and what that mouth do? Let's go. Girl, experience it.
In other news, this is like not really my update, but I just want to encourage people to be careful on Twitter now, because it's not funny, actually. He's going to be brought before Congress if he keeps this up, this Elon Musk. Because of this verified thing, anybody can pay to be verified, and they're changing their names to like
Condoleezza Rice.
Yes, like very prominent figures and speaking on their behalf. And so people are mistaking these accounts as like real accounts. But the scariest part is that some people are acting like they are law enforcement. So it's very tricky. Some people are acting like emergency, like what is it? What is it called? Emergency when you like, I don't want to say announcement. It's not that, but some sort of emergency kind of
like
account.
A national kind of like emergency.
It doesn't even local, whatever it is, where they're like tweeting out these random things that are like false. And then Twitter, I forget what position she had, forgive me, but she was like the head of, I think, some sort of security in Twitter. And she quit today because she's like, you're running amok. And how am I supposed to keep people secure if anybody can pay to be whoever they want?
Why didn't they think through that?
It's Elon. It's not a they. He's just running amok. He's going to be brought before Congress. They've already told him, like, bro, we watching you. This is getting crazy over here. What the fuck are you doing? And he's just like,
Biden's like, I didn't say that.
Well, Biden is in Congress. Let's not get the three branches of government mixed up now. It's executive branch.
He's gonna get his fucking thing hacked. I didn't say that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's like, where does it end? What are you doing? Anyway, just be careful on Twitter, y'all. I see so many people retweeting things and being like, oh my God. Like today they said that Kyrie Irving was kicked out of the NBA. That was false, but it like went viral because it was tweeted from like an account, like an executive from the NBA, and it wasn't really their account. It's just someone who paid for their name and verified. It is verified now. They're so petty. They gave Beyonce a gray check instead of a blue one because she ain't paid. It's
Does
just,
Beyonce have a Twitter?
Yeah, I'm sure she doesn't. I'm sure it's like her people, but
Also, she's
anyway,
getting on my nerves. I'll just say that. Like, girl, don't nobody want to see another Cuff It challenge release.
Oh, she got you with that story. It hurt your feelings. You thought it was gonna be the visuals we were waiting for.
I knew it was another one. I was like, girl, first of all, I saw all these already. Okay.
You better shut up. Beyonce gonna cuss you out. Any chance we ever had of Beyonce liking us is gone. I hate it. I hate it so much. Damn it.
And for me, I fucked up Jonathan Majors. Fumbled
You
that
did.
bad.
You really did. You went way too far with Jonathan.
First of all, you're black. Second of all, you don't say nice things about me.
I only talk to white women. Anyway, those are my updates. Take us in the hot shit, queen.
I saw on the interwebs, Brittany Griner's partner she had a speech, and she was talking about her experience with her partner being imprisoned. She's quoted as saying, "I know today deep down in my soul that BG is a strong human being, but she's 100% not okay. And there's honestly very little that I can do about it on my own." So there's been a outpouring to the community asking folks to send Brittany Griner a letter and a little note of encouragement, a community letter writing project, if you will. And I think that's such a beautiful idea. So if you feel in your heart that you want to send Brittany some encouragement, some words of empowerment, you can go to wearebg.com and get a letter to her. Find out more about how to get a letter to her. The Black Panther is opening tomorrow, everybody. My ghostwriter, aka Rashid, is in Europe right now, so he got to see it earlier, and he said it's giving B+. So
Rashid. No. Shut up. God damn it.
That's good. That's
good for him?
Yeah, that's good. He said it's really hard. What was asked of them was really hard, and they did a really good job. Like they tried to please everybody, and they did a good job of that. So, are you excited to see it, Antoinette?
I'm mad. Shout out. Let me read this because I want to shout them out because I love them so much. My PVO, Positive Vibes Only guys, actually have a event in Harlem tomorrow, and I'm sick, so I don't want to get all these children sick, but they have they have an entire event for children, yes, in partnership with Steps. What is this? I can't see it. Child, my eyes is going. But they have a bunch of children that they're showing the film to at the Magic Johnson Theater in Harlem.
I love it.
And I love that for them. And they invited me. And it's just so sweet. Like 300 kids that they're making sure get to see the movie. And I would have loved to be, like it's one thing to watch it alone, but it's another thing to be in a space with like young people who are enjoying it. And I just feel like I would enjoy it so much more. And they're all going to be dressed up, and they're encouraged to wear their white or their like, African prints and things like that. If I'm feeling better, I might still try to go because I would eat that up. That would make me feel better. Like maybe I'll just go and wear a mask. So big shout out to Chi, Nas, and Dio for making it happen for those kids.
I love that.
I love it too. I don't have a ticket. It's sold out. It's
probably gonna be for a minute. But I'm excited for it. Excited to see it. Shout out to the Black Panther.
It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard. Shout out to Chadwick's family. Again, it's like an open wound. It's like bittersweet. But
yeah.
Very nice. I'm gonna take this moment to offer you the opportunity to see our faces. If you're listening to the audio, you hear Antoinette's husky voice. You could see our faces as well as it slowly pales into our winter light-skinnedness. So if you want to see the visual to this audio masterpiece, you might want to consider becoming a patron to our Patreon. It's a tiered subscription experience where you have access to these videos and to the podcast and to our fore and after play. So get in where you fit in. Antoinette, what is it? How can they get
It's www.patreon.com/AroundTheWayCurls. And it's also, just to be very transparent, it is a way for y'all to support us. I would like to thank the patrons because we are at a place now where we can afford to have an editor, and that is going to help us expand and work on other things and get rest and be fresher and have more great content for you. So big shout out to the folks who, I know that there's some folks who just subscribe because they just want to support us, and We appreciate you. We value you. And I thank you so much for your patience. Big shout out to the beautiful folks who are like, sis, thanks for uploading the video, but it's the one from last week. I said, oh my God. I'm sick. I'm doing my best. I apologize. But it was up there within like a couple hours. So you got it now. You want to shout these folks out?
Yeah, shout out to the new patrons. Boop, boop, boop. We have Chelsea, Rachel, retired genius. Not retired. You
Back
better be
again.
active.
Retired
You better
genius
be
is
active.
that's a true one. They always come back.
Brittany, Octavia, Dasha, Hala, Kendrick, Ebony, Goo, and Tammy. I love the name Goo for some reason.
Yeah.
But shout out to y'all. Thank you so much. Yeah, it y'all helping us, child.
Ciao.
Oh, and we need it.
Politics as usual. Wow. You know I've been waiting for this motherfucking moment. So, what an interesting time to be alive. As I'm sure everyone's reading, the red wave that was predicted, meaning the big old mess of Republicans winning every goddamn election, was not necessarily a red wave. So that is a plus in my book. At first, I was very disheartened based off of some of the losses that came in early. I was like, oh my God, Democrats getting their asses kicked. I saw Stacey Abrams. I saw Texas. I saw Florida, where we gonna talk about that.
The woke speech?
Huh?
He was one like, we are not going to accept woke.
Get ready for that. And he won in a landslide. Like, he raked the coals. We'll get into it. I saw that early on. It was very disheartened. Less disheartened today, actually feeling activated, actually feeling like democracy won a bit. Okay. And that there was a real rejection of the like crazy that's been going on. So let's run through it a little bit. I'm so sorry. Crystal Ash just texted me again about the Sixers. It was like, sorry for the loss, sister. She keeps doing this. And she just came up on my phone, and I hate her for that. She keeps doing it. Every time they lose, she can't wait to text me. Can't stand her. I'm going to cuss out. But anyway, she irritates me. The Republicans look like they have the clearest path to win the House. What's the House? Remember, Congress is made up of the House of Representatives and the Senate. They have the clearest path forward to win the House. And they're going to win by a slim margin, which is actually really great. Because within that Republican Party that will most likely win the House lies Marjorie Taylor fucking Greene. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is basically the leader of this Freedom Caucus, where she is the conservative of the conservative, the Trumpian. She's like anti-woke. She is like, the election was stolen. We need to bring Biden up on charges. She's that person. She is basically belongs in Tiger King, in all honesty. Like,
God.
It's that
Those
energy.
Fucking tigers.
It's that energy. So what's very interesting about her and actually Matt, I don't know how to say his name. Goodspeeds? I always say that shit wrong. Matt G. Anyway, Kevin McCarthy will most likely be the Speaker of the House because they'll be in the majority. He's a Republican. And he's going to have his work cut out for him because those Republicans and these Freedom Caucus Republicans are not aligned. It's kind of worse than AOC's Democrats versus like the old school Nancy Pelosi Democrats. This is two very extremes. And she has already made it clear that like they're going to have to go through her because they're going to need every vote to get stuff passed. Like, Republicans are really going to have to fall in line. And this Freedom Caucus party is like the one group of Republicans that don't fall in line. They don't give a fuck. And so if they're not in alignment with a bill, they're going to block it. And she's already said that. So just yesterday, she had over an hour-long meeting with Kevin McCarthy, where he's trying to get ahead of it. And, you know, reporters were asking her, like, are you even going to back him? Like, you have to vote him to be the speaker. Are you even going to back him? And she's like, no comment. Like, so he's already like catering to her to be like, hey, I'll work with you. I can be the speaker. I can this. So that red wave that they were hoping for would have kind of made her null and void. But now she has a ton of power within that party because they need her and they need the people that fall in line with her to vote along with them. And they also know that her views are so far right that even if they bring it to the forefront in a bill, it most likely will get killed in the Senate. Because let's go to the Senate. It's looking like we might be able to hold on to the Senate. The Senate right now, we need 51 votes in the Senate to be the majority. We are hoping to get 50, and then Vice President Kamala Harris is the tiebreaker. So as long as we get the 50, right now we have 48, they have 49. I said we and they, I'm wrong. But let me fix that. Democrats have 48, Republicans have 49. And so right now you have Nevada, Arizona, and Georgia that are still undecided for the Senate. It's looking like Democrats will not win Nevada, which is a shame, but it's looking like they may win Arizona.
Arizona?
Arizona swung our way for swung the Democrats' way for the presidential election. Y'all know who we voted for, so I ain't even trying to front right anymore. But if that's the case, then Nevada will be the Republicans' 50. And Arizona will be our 49. And then that leaves Georgia, which that runoff is happening, which it blows my mind, but I'm sure not yours anymore since you were down there, that Herschel Walker might be the person that stops us from holding on to the Senate. Is like, say what now? So it is so important. Again, if Democrats get Arizona and Nevada, we don't need Georgia, but we don't want Georgia to have Herschel Walker as a senator for the good of the state. Jesus Christ. Like, you already got the other asshole in there. What's his name? Kemp. Brian Kemp. That's why it was so important. That's why Pennsylvania was so important. And Republicans felt like if we can get Pennsylvania, we can get the Senate. So the fact that Fetterman beat the fact that I'm even bringing up Dr. Oz, beat Dr. Oz after having a stroke just a couple months ago. I love that he bet on himself in that way. And for those of you that don't know, Fetterman had a stroke. His wife continued to campaign on his behalf while he recovered. And then everyone told him, don't do this debate. They're going to rake you through the coals. You're not yet ready. And he was like, I have to do the debate because he wears hoodies on stage. Like, he stands for the everyday blue collar kind of working American. And he's like, I'm the underdog and, I get knocked down, but I get the fuck up again. And he got on that stage and he represented, and a lot of people were like, oh, you could see that he's still recovering. But the worst part was that Dr. Oz, as a doctor, poked fun at it and ridiculed him for it. And I really believe that it turned those independent voters off. And they were like,
the lesser of two. This nigga's evil.
Right. And so they were like, we'll go with him. So that was a huge fucking win. And I'm so fucking proud of PA, yo. When I saw that, my mom called me and was like, I'm crying. And I was like, I know, we might be able to hold on to the Senate. Like, we were so happy. So that's where we're at right now. By this time, hopefully when this comes out on Monday, we'll know. But if it does come down to Georgia, please, everyone in Georgia, it's so important. It keeps coming down, just like the presidential race. You know, like Georgia was a huge factor in that. Pennsylvania was a huge factor in that. I know that Georgia is not only Atlanta, but get y'all asses, your cousins, your aunties, your uncle, get that. Everybody needs to go vote in this runoff. It's so important. A huge loser of the night was Trump. Many of the people that were backed by Trump lost. And they lost in Republican districts. Some people won, but a lot of the folks that he endorsed that were election deniers,
they did not win. Did he endorse Herschel?
Yeah, he did. That's one of the ones that I don't even want to talk about. But Herschel, yeah, and the thing about Herschel Walker is that people said, like, we know that he's had abortions, we know he's fucked up, but I want my agenda in. I want the Republicans to hold on to the Senate, period. And so they don't even vote for the candidate. They vote strategically. And a lot of people are like, he could have had abortions, but I don't believe in abortion, and I know he'll vote against it now.
How many people do you think are really voting and understanding that strategic play?
I don't know if they understand the strategic play. I think a lot of people just know it's if a lot of people are just like, I don't believe in X. The Republicans don't believe in X. I'm voting down the line Republican.
Yeah.
And that in and of itself is and that in and of itself is a bit of strategy. I mean, when you think about it, it might not be the best thought out strategy, but it's working. Or it has. So Trump is a big loser of the night. He's fucking furious. He's furious. There's all these reports coming in. He's lashing out on his Truth Social. There's all these reports coming in that he was like throwing stuff, that he was cursing people out, that he was just acting a rank ass fool the way Trump does. Another huge win is the governor races. Oh, I love to see it. And I've never paid so much attention to gubernatorial races.
Say it again, bitch.
Don't make me say it again, because I could have said it wrong.
Girl. I love
gubernatorial.
Yes, I love that word.
But this was really important to me, specifically with the right to abortion. And because it's no longer protected federally, it goes down to the states, and governors and local state officials are going to be determining what the laws are. And so there was a real rejection of the Supreme Court's ruling. You know, it was very interesting to see how many Democratic governors were put into office, even if the state senator was a Republican. You know, because state senators, they're determining federal law. And a lot of Republicans believe it should be local officials making local laws. The federal government needs to stay out of my business, because it's different everywhere in this country. And so I think that was really interesting. I have a bunch of names listed, but I don't need to go into a bunch of names. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
The thing that was most disheartening to me in terms of the governor race that I was watching, well, not most, but Governor fucking Ron DeSantis, he's a huge winner. This is another reason why Trump is a huge loser. Governor Florida. He won so heavily with the Latinx community in Florida. It blows my mind. And my mom was like, I just think it's the Cubans that were ousted out. They just don't realize that they're voting against themselves. I don't understand. And I don't disagree with her. But he had a blowout victory, blowout, where we actually thought that we were going to give him a run for his money. And no, not at all. This is the guy who's like, woke is out of our schools. We are not teaching our white kings and queens that they had anything to do with slavery.
White kings and queens.
That's the energy he's on. He's like the one that was arresting folks at the polling places, and had not arrested folks at polling places, had warrants out for folks' arrests. It is tricky over there. He's the one that was like, what? COVID? take the masks off and go back to school. And if the teachers won't go, we gonna have the veterans who have no experience go in and teach them themselves. He's like, Parkland, that's a shame that happened. More guns in school. That's how we fix it. This is how he operates. So Florida is just, I could never. I know so many people who like go and retire in Florida, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck how sunny it is. It ain't happening, Captain. But the biggest takeaway here is that it's going to be a launching pad for his presidential run. He's running for president, and that's why it's a huge loss for Trump. Because while Trump is losing his grip on the Republican Party.
Commentator, let's go.
He is. He's losing his grip on the Republican Party. So Republicans are faced with, do we back DeSantis or do we back Trump? Trump has the voters that are always going to be Trumpians. They're always going to feel connected to him. They're rooted in him, and he has them like in his grip. DeSantis is not proven yet. He has Florida voters, but he's not well liked across the country.
Is he Latino?
I don't believe so. I mean, he could be. He don't look it up, but it ain't giving that to me. And Trump's already attacking him. I need to speed this up. I will say another huge victory: abortion won last night. Even in Kentucky, they had one of the most strict abortion laws in being voted on, and they denounced it. They said, you ain't taking our right away. So that was actually on the ballot, which I think should be on there more instead of just voting for people. Like, actually vote for what you believe like the law should be. But abortion, with obviously I already stated with the gubernatorial races, it was very, very obvious, and that I don't even understand why people thought that abortion was no longer going to be on the ballot. It's like, if women didn't feel like you shouldn't have a right to tell me what to do with my body a couple months ago, why do you think they still don't feel like that now? Like, what? Anyway, hard losses. Greg Abbott beats Beto. Beto doesn't have experience. I get it. But it was very disheartening to see that the Uvalde County voted for Greg Abbott. I'm just like, oh, those poor families of those children and those teachers.
I don't get it. What is the social science?
They want their guns. They vote about their pocketbooks, and they vote about their Bibles.
I think they
do.
They think they do, but I think that a lot of these politicians they pick, as we saw, right? They pick like what's going to get the people going. Yeah. It was abortion, and that shit backfired in their face. Like, and they had to like be like, oh, actually, I fuck with it a little bit though.
Yeah, maybe 3 weeks, 5 weeks. How many weeks, y'all?
How many weeks? But they just pick the thing that the people are into, and people don't have any sense of how it's actually affecting them financially. I'm really worried, and it's actually the next topic. It connects. I'm really worried for that middle America blue collar class. It's shrinking. It ain't. You're not going to get your union jobs. The labor jobs are going. The farming industry is changing rapidly. You're not going to college. What the fuck are you going to do?
You're not going to college. Even if you wanted to go to college, you're voting for the people who don't even want to help you pay back your fucking loans. Make it make sense.
It doesn't make sense. I don't think they understand the financial, economic consequence. And foresight of like, bro.
And every time I watch like a Van Jones, you know how he travels across the country and it's like, let's sit down and understand everyone. They don't be making no sense even on there. They just say like, well, I just feel like progressives are godless. I feel like they're a little too far progressive. This isn't the type of world I want to live in. I want to know who's in my bathroom. It's like shit like that. It's like, wait.
Well, the Democrats have to figure it. Their
messaging fucking sucks.
Yeah, they fucked up. You gotta tone it back a little bit. You gotta You gotta, if it's all strategy, which it is,
That's all it ever is.
it's not. It's all strategy. You got to figure out
their message
how
doesn't
to appeal
land
to them. And Herschel does it though. One, he appeases or he like represents like, I don't got a problem with black people. Number one, he speaks in a way that's not intimidating or threatening.
He's a fucking football star.
He played sports. He's like, you gotta figure out how to appeal. Stacey, a smart black woman compared to
brilliant.
That.
Well, no, Stacey was against Brian.
She was against Kemp, but just the example of like,
yeah,
no, they don't relate, and Democrats have to figure out how to do that. And
stop being so fucking corny. The other big loss, Louisiana, is a huge loss. It is. It's a huge loss. Yeah, they finally had an intelligent black man run in there, and they still stayed with John.
They don't like it. Gross, yucky, nasty.
But the thing about it was they have one of the most restrictive abortion laws, where you have to. It's not even just if the mother's life is in danger. You have to go through leaps and bounds to prove that it's in danger. And the worst part about Louisiana is that only half of the Louisiana folks who were eligible to vote actually voted. And then the last thing that I'm going to say is that the other issue with Democrats is when it comes to strategy, so many third-party voters, so many people voting. I'm looking at the third-party voters, and a lot of these key races, the margins are 10,000 votes different. They're razor thin. And so I don't think that people realize, every vote really does fucking count. That's why it's taking days to count these votes and they can't call it. And so when you're voting for folks who have no chance in hell of winning, I love a third party candidate. I really do. I think there should be another party. But until we really establish that in a real way, every time you vote for a third party candidate, you're really just helping the Republican Party. They rely on it strategically to pull the Democratic votes and the independent, the more liberal independent votes into that third party candidate, and it's just and then they get the margin and they win.
I don't
including gerrymandering and everything.
You've been really helpful in this, but I don't think majority of folks understand the game, the strategy,
it's a game.
The chess game of it. The Game of Thrones. You either win or you die out. This motherfucker. That's it. Let's go.
Yeah.
You're not. And I think
you're not voting for your Valentine. You're not professing your love to a candidate. You're literally saying, this is the interest that I want represented.
That's really frustrating for people. It's really crushing. Yeah. It's soul crushing for people in a lot of ways. But I feel all right, if you're going to do the damn thing. I read another internet thing of all right, if you don't believe that voting matters, blah, 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 vote for somebody that does believe that voting matters. Be the body for that person and find out what they're rooting for that's close to you, whose values you
just
respect.
Vote your interests.
Their interests.
Just vote your interests. You're not voting for the person. You're voting your interests.
I'm going to say the last thing. I think all of America is widely hoodwinked, Democrat, Republican, whoever, about the connection of economics and politics. I think people think inflation and politics are separate things. I think people don't quite understand how deeply politics is influenced, if not controlled, by economics. So people,
and how much it influences economics. It's a cyclical thing.
It's both, yes, both of that. But I think that people are voting for their values versus how does this we don't know how the machine works. So we don't know how to be a cog in the machine because so much we don't know how the machine works, myself included. But the more that I'm learning, I'm oh.
Yeah, you can vote for Herschel Walker because he has the value, but Herschel Walker is not going to help your quality of life.
He's not going to help your quality of life.
He has no values.
And his values don't make sense.
They don't match what he's saying, but okay.
Anyway.
I'm looking at the time. Just be mindful. We're at 50.
I'm just going to say, I think this is super, super important. I think this is something we should even come back to. But on NPR, there's this really, I think, important article. It's actually in business. It's Men Are Struggling. A new book explores why and what to do about it. And so this author is making the argument that the decline of this of the stereotypical masculinity and roles of men are actually affecting the economics of men and the family, the nuclear family, and how much money they can actually make. As men become more obsolete, or rather, as the role of men, the role of men as breadwinners, like the role that they have traditionally held as like, I'm holding down the family, you know, yeah, wife, you can get a job, but I'm the breadwinner. As that role slowly declines and women start making more money, as these men are losing the jobs that held them as the breadwinner, as these blue collar jobs, the unionized jobs, the jobs with pension, the jobs that require actual labor in it. As those leave America, these men are having existential crises. One, because everybody's freaking out about men and toxic masculinity. Women are having this narrative that we're encouraging, like, we don't need you. I can get my own bread. And the actual labor market, their actual jobs are declining. This avatar of what fatherhood, manhood is getting fucked up in all sectors of quote unquote manhood. And he's arguing that.
Wait, who's arguing this?
The guy who wrote this is arguing and saying, like, this is really important because, again, it's fucking up it's going to affect us economically. And he's making the argument that men need to let that, it's gone. The labor, you being a strong laborer, steel worker, all that shit is dead.
Coal mining. We're not doing that anymore.
Is dead. You being the breadwinner and you being at a higher social ranking than women is fucking dead. Now you gotta like readapt. And so he's saying that men need to go into the heal sectors, and the heal sectors include medicine and nursing, literacy. It's an acronym, and I didn't copy the fucking acronym. No, it's not STEM. It's the counterpart to STEM. It's not math and science. It's actually health, education, something, and literacy. Like, men have to step up in this role now because women, number one, they talked about the gap because the person that was interviewing the man was like, well, what about the pay gap? You know,
what is
and he
the
was
name
like,
of this article so people can look it up? It was on NPR.
I had said it. Men Are Struggling. A new book explores why and what to do about it.
Wow.
And he made the argument, like, yes, there still is a gender gap, but that's for white collar, highly paid jobs. And the majority of men in America are not working as exec CEOs, managerial positions. Like, that's still an issue of inequality between men and women, but mostly women are on the rise, making all the fucking money, and men are declining. And it's socially, because we're all putting them down now. We don't need you. Toxic masculinity. And they don't have any jobs. So it's fascinating. And it would they have to adapt and really blow up their idea of what manhood is, because they have to take these jobs that are more nurturing and more...
I'm going to add on to that.
Against what quote unquote manhood is.
Not only do they have to adapt, we have to
adapt.
We have to stop holding. How many times the first thing women say, what does he do?
Girl.
And let that man say he's a nurse. He a what? I'm telling you. We have to adapt.
It's getting weird. Okay. I love it. But also there's I love that it goes from the top down, like all of these like abstract ideas around manhood, femininity are literally correlated to money.
Oh yeah,
Girl, fast
every
capitalist.
week.
I love it.
Every week, here we are back to capitalism.
Y'all niggas better read these kids some books and put in some IVs, and we need to let them.
That
we need
is
to
the type
encourage
of man
them.
that I'm looking for. I either want, you know what? I either want a real healing man. I once dated what was it? A labor and delivery nurse. And I was like, I kind of love that. He was dumb, but that's okay. But outside of that, either that or I want the handiest of handymen. I'm so toxic.
It's absolutely.
When you can walk around here fixing some shit for me,
no.
You a tradesman? Ooh, child.
Girl, that's gone.
Come here.
No,
that's the come here one.
That's what we think. You could be a come here nigga and be like, come here and read this.
Yo, come here and get in this tub and let me read to you. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. That just got me hot and bothered. And I'm sick. I don't need it. I need all the liquid in me to.
I think we really still have a lot of work to do. And just like you said, women are deeply, deeply embedded and involved in how we help each other get out of these identities. That's
not real, especially. And then you got
it's fucking up the fucking bag now, nigga.
Yo, you got Gen Z coming through like fuck your genders completely. So it's bound to blow up, and we gotta adapt.
But Antoinette. How does middle America, how does Florida adapt? Like, this is real politics and strategy. Yeah. How do they adapt? What will it take?
Do y'all remember when Shanti said, anytime she talked about something, she really just did it once? She went on one trip to Atlanta.
And I am now a social scientist. I am deeply invested in the sociology of middle America. I'm an expert.
It's cracking me up.
I love being a Sagittarius. It's so annoying.
I'm listening to you. I'm like, these fucking shrooms did a number on this. She's like, yeah, the strategy of voting. I'm like, never would I have ever imagined it. Y'all mark this fucking day down. Let's go back to when we were screaming at each other.
Listen, I still believe that it's anyway. We're not gonna get into that, but
I thought we made strides. Here we go.
You're gonna do it. Play the game right.
Yeah, you gonna play to win, baby.
That's what she said. Game of Thrones. She said in Game of Thrones, you either win or you die. I'm watching it again.
I'm watching it again too. What
you
season
are?
You on? Oh my God, I'm on
season 1.
I'm on
still.
I'm on season 4, girl. Aria just went to the Jonsky. She just went to go to the Volodymyr Malugulius, whatever.
The more that I watch this, the more I'm enraged at House of Dragons. How dare you?
Full House is what it is. Anyway, moving right along. We only an hour and it didn't even get to pop culture yet. Pop culture. I don't have a lot to say. Did you delete the Drake thing?
Did I?
It looks like it's gone. Oh. Riri's excuse me. Riri's Savage Fenty show came out and Johnny Depp is in it with his 59-year-old ass.
Is he 59?
Yes, girl. I know. You never would have known because of the eyeliner. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about this. And I'm not gonna have an opinion. I'm just going to say that I think it was absolutely a statement that Riri was making. And
they're mad because he could have been an abuser or because he's a 59-year-old white man? What's the problem?
No. Girl, have you seen a Fenty show? Everybody is up in that bitch. It's like, you be old as dirt wearing your Savage and they will love it. No, it's because of the trial. It's because of what he was accused of and found innocent of. And then he sued and got his coin as a result. So I think Rihanna is saying what we not finna do. We could drag these men when they are guilty of some shit, but what we not finna do is just cancel folks who aren't guilty. And I guess she's aligning with him in that way. And I think it's very interesting to see how people are responding. I also think it's interesting that they're bringing up her past with Chris Brown, and they're like, she's always been an abuser. She always has been an empathizer with abusers. Oh
my God.
Which I think is like, everybody needs to chill with that part, because I also think that she humanized Chris in a way because she actually was in love with him, and they were fucking kids.
And she left him.
She eventually
she didn't stay in a relationship with him.
She went back
and still held compassion for him. Like,
compassion is okay. Like, you don't have to hate somebody in order to show that you don't
keep your foot.
You aren't aligned with their behavior, right? You don't have to hate them in order to do that. But the Johnny Depp thing was very interesting. It was interesting. He was like touching a tree or something and then walking with his hair all out. I don't know how to feel. I don't know what the hell happened with him and that lady. That's the thing. You don't know what happened.
It was crazy, girl. It was giving Blueface and Christian.
Don't upset me.
Are there their names? I think I don't actually.
Is her name Krishan? I don't know, but I worry about both of them because both of them
have a reality show now, Antoinette. So when you talked about,
it's on Zeus, isn't it? That is hell.
No,
is it on Zeus?
I don't know. Probably.
I bet you it is. Let me look.
But when we talk about mental health, when we talk about Kanye, when we talk about the ways in which we exploit and wring these people dry of their blood, sweat, tears, we're sick. This society is sick. That's all. That's my soapbox. Don't get me started. But I feel so sorry for her.
And it's called Crazy in Love.
And it's called Crazy in Love.
On Zeus, I fucking knew it. That whole network needs to be taken down. It's so bad that even Mona herself was like, I see these people and you gotta fight to get on there. Like, you don't need to do that. If you talented, if you this, if you that, just be fucking talented. Work hard, boost your posts. Like, you don't have to do that type of shit. And shout out to her for saying that, because it is the most disheartening shit to watch.
They're unwell,
but
they're getting paid for it. Now they're making money behind it.
No, I don't want to see any fuck. I'm not upset with I don't know how to say her name, Christian, and Blueface, because they are, I think, victims of each other, victims of they're young people.
The industry, in a way.
The industry, they're victims of so much. I don't want to see one fucking post about how sad it is when something really bad happens to one of those people. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see it because we're watching it happen. The train.
We did it before. We did it with Whitney. We did it with Bobby. That's what we do. We do it.
Maybe we deserve what we get.
Girl.
And count.
Exactly. Yes.
Seriously.
Wild out here. Listen, I know I'm wishy-washy on this, but I'm wishy-washy on Diddy. I can hold many things at one time. I'm going to preface this.
Hey, for your girl. This your girl now.
I love the single but dating title that Caresha and Diddy hold together. I love their expressions of love and affection that they share publicly. I love the boundary that they both give the public and saying, like, I'm single, I'm dating, I'm having fun, I love him. Ain't nobody loving me like him. Ain't nobody loving me like her. And also, I might be loving some other women. And she has the freedom to love who she wants as well. Because why not?
Because why not?
I love it. I love what they are offering us. I love the possibility. I think a lot of people are worried for Young Miami. What's her name?
Caresha.
Is her name Young Miami though? Caresha.
Yeah, that's her stage name.
Is it tricky? Yes.
It's tricky because it's Diddy.
It's tricky because they love each other. That's why.
I don't know if he loves her.
That's where I push back, because
does he love her, or does he just have a whole lot? Because Diddy also was telling that man when he was yelling in that other man's face. He was yelling in that man's face in Halloween, talking about it's all love, brother, it's love. You just violated that man. He didn't know who you were, and of course he's gonna buck up a little bit.
Nobody knows
you're
what
in
you're
his
talking
face.
about, girlfriend.
There was a Halloween video. They do, because they be on a fucking shade room. There's a Halloween video where Diddy is dressed up as the Joker, and he's yelling in some actor's face, and he's in like Joker character, and the actor is like bucking up a little bit, like get the fuck out, like he doesn't know who this is, and Diddy's like, you wanted step, you wanted son in him, and then he's like, you know who this is? This Diddy, like, and then the guy realized like, oh. And then he's like, yeah, it's love, brother. Fix your energy. It's like you just gaslighted the shit out of him. You violated him, then told him to fix his energy, and then said it's all love. So that's why I worry for Caresha, because Diddy is the master gaslight and manipulator devil. And Caresha really does feel love. I believe she feels loved by him in the ways that like, and probably in ways she's never felt before, because he has the access to just, he knows how to talk. Apparently he knows how to fuck. Cassie was there for a long ass time. But did you hear about the story with Cassie? Who told that story? Somebody in Diddy's camp, and I can't remember, but they're not like nobody. Not that anybody's not a nobody, but they're a famous person. I can't remember who told the story, but he said he remembers the moment that Diddy told Cassie to cut her hair. They were at some club, and there was some bottle girl that came by. She had the half-shaved head, and Diddy looked over at Cassie and was like, I want you to shave your hair like that tonight.
He's a maniac. Of course he's a maniac.
I'm worried for Caresha.
All right.
I'm here for the setup of how they're operating and the boundaries, but he's the one that makes it tricky.
But what about the possibility of
and he owns her motherfucking show.
Dating?
That's
Forget
fine.
them. They're tricky. I'm talking about in your own life, experience. What is the?
I don't be dating. I'm trying my best. I would love it. Come on, please. Give me a Cuban link. Take me on vacation. We could be single but dating. Fine. Come on, please.
No, I don't even have it.
Please.
Are you
anybody
in your possibility of dating? Is your first step monogamy, or is it no? We're single but dating, and then we're going to decide to.
My conditioning is the first step is monogamy.
Wow, I want you to break
my
that.
conditioning is the first step is monogamy. As I get older, maybe it's not. I'm saying that, but like it's a bunch of people reaching out to me, and I'm okay with it for the first time. I don't have time to manage it. I say that. Shout out to y'all if y'all listening. Apologies. But I'm sure there's mad people listening reaching out to them. There's nothing.
Yeah.
The tricky thing for me is when it breaches. You fall in love? No. When it crosses into intimacy and a sexual relationship, that's where I'm like, I'm not having sex with more than one person at once. So that's why I tend to go to the monogamy aspect. That gives me the creeps.
Creeps, huh?
It does. It makes me very nervous about my sexual health. And just energetically, that's a lot to manage. But it works. Like, look at Nick Cannon.
Cannon.
Girl's happy. That lady's happy. Seemingly. I don't know. They got their kids. I don't know. I personally love the boundary of it, where they're like, and all these women, I don't like it when it gets messy. I appreciate when it's not messy and when the women are like, I love him. That's my boo. I would love to see Caresha, another dude, post about how much he loves Caresha, and her
word.
All we seeing is Diddy's plethora of women. I would love to see Caresha's other.
I want to see this for women. I think that's what it is. I want to see this for women in a way that they're not.
They're dating. You could date somebody and love them.
You can fuck somebody and date somebody too and love them, but still be single.
Yes, absolutely. You can be married to somebody and actually be single because you don't realize that they're not really committed to you in that kind of way. It's tricky. Like Diddy. I feel like that man, that's a tricky man. And the way he talks, he answered questions without saying nothing, just like a New York
Scorpio.
Negro. I
No,
say
he's
that
a
to my
Scorpio.
friend Ian all the time. Like, you ain't just say shit just now.
It's
I
also
asked you a question.
notoriously
You
Scorpion
said
to say
nothing.
nothing. To go and be like, what are you
Like, you
saying?
said a whole bunch of shit, but you ain't say nothing just
You
then.
didn't say nothing.
And I didn't realize it until like the day later.
That nigga
It's
didn't
irritating.
say anything.
You be like, what'd
It's
you
true.
do yesterday? You know, got into a lot of shit handling my business. You know how I do. Okay. What? You ain't say nothing. What did you do? Huh? I have other friends like that too. They are tricky.
Tricky.
But shout out to Caresha. I would love to see
I
her
want to
pop out
see
with
her
another
loved up.
with
Yeah.
another billionaire loving up on
Mhm.
her. Be like, we dating. I'm single. We in love. All of us.
Ooh.
Real love.
I want
There you
this.
go.
I want people that are experiencing this in their own lives with the broke men or women that you're with that aren't billionaires to talk about. I shouldn't say broke, but your regular folks, salt of the earth people. I want to go into this. We covered this episode one time years ago at this point.
Oh, with Christina, yeah.
Bring that shit back. Run that shit back. Single but dating. Lastly, I feel obligated to talk about this, but I really don't have strong opinions, which I feel shame around as well. But this whole thing between Drake's new album with 21 Savage and his decision to come at Megan Thee Stallion out of the fuck nowhere, it said nasty things. Said this
Like,
bitch
for
lying
what?
about getting shot, but she's still a stallion. And then he said, Antoinette, he said something about her education.
Yeah, he did. And I don't know. Right off the top of my head. I gotta look through my archives of my stories. Keep talking.
Megan responded being like, keep my name out your mouth. Like, why you guys keep using me as clout towards
Shut
attention.
up.
Like, leave me alone.
Weirdo.
Weird.
It's weird.
I told you he's
He
weird.
said, Shorty say she graduated. She ain't learned enough. Play your album track 1K. I heard enough. He came
Like,
for her.
ew.
First of all, Drake.
First of all, that album
Drake.
was Drake.
I just want to say, I need to know the way that Shanti feels about Common is how I feel about Drake. When are y'all gonna recognize how corny he is? I don't understand why he gets away with it.
Because he's talented.
What?
People think he's talented. People think
You
that
can
he's
be talented and corny.
Well, I think they like the little show that he puts on.
Nick Cannon is talented. Corny as fuck. Yes, Nick Cannon is talented.
Okay, all right.
Drake?
I don't get it.
I'm never gonna get it. I also don't understand why so many people don't believe Megan, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm like,
why
maybe people don't. Maybe they know something we don't know. I don't know, but all I know is what was that? Was it needed? Like for what? For why? Party gonna punch him in his face. I hope he does.
Is he though?
Actually, I hope Party doesn't. I hope Party just remains his self. His kind self, seemingly. Who knows?
Let me tell you something.
I'm just so over Drake.
Some man right with Drake, and I'm. Y'all heard it here first. We're going to hear in a couple years that he's into some stuff. I keep saying
like that. What the shit that like they accuse the Democrats of, like some underground weird shit,
pedophilia, like some weird stuff.
Oh God, don't
like
say that.
Weird stuff.
The funniest thing. What's the girl? So you think the Munch girl? What's the girl from the Bronx? She got that song, Ice Spice or something like that.
Yeah.
Somebody tweeted like, it was so funny. They were where I sent you those things.
They said that's why your son looked like Ice Spice.
Spice.
They said like, stop putting that baby's hair in tight braids before he get traction alopecia.
He got traction. Yo.
I died.
The way I was screaming sending you that. They had another one too. They was like, yo.
They said, not that white baby.
They said, I'd be in the studio with fucking, what's the boy? Pharrell's boy. What's his name? Fuck. What's the boy who had the diss track against him who can rap? He always rapping about coke.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Oh, damn.
He's good too.
People saying it right now as they listen to. What y'all saying?
We're so sorry.
Say it louder. We can't hear you. What they saying?
What's that nigga's name? The Clips dude.
Yeah. I ain't gonna stop until I find it now.
Not me going to Clips and seeing a whole bunch of paper clips on there. I'm gonna put some respect on that black.
Pusha T. They said I'd be on a song with Pusha T by Nude talking about them giving your white baby the traction alopecia.
Pusha T ate him up.
I hope she come out with a somebody said, "Girl, fuck you" is gender neutral. I love it. Anyway, whatever. I'm tired of Drake. I'm tired of talking about Drake. I'm tired of giving Drake any of my time. Also, 21 Savage, I don't know what he's talking about. I can't understand a kid.
It's not even his album. Like,
I don't want to hear it. I hope Drake flops and just disappears. And I hope Beyonce stops working with him, if I'm being completely honest.
Is she working with him?
Yeah, he wrote Heated. He had a whole bunch to do with Renaissance. Yeah, Drake wrote Heated. I hate it. I hate that he did that because I love that song.
Yeah, that's my jam.
Anyway, from this,
IV on me, oh God, Drake.
I don't know. I think that there's deeper implications to Megan. I don't know why. I just feel like there's so many people who have such strong opinions, but I'm just like, it's just unnecessary. Just shut up.
Well, the whole thing is like, don't say anything about black women. Protect black women.
Well, I don't think that's...
I get it, but I like, that feels so blanketed. Like,
yeah,
never?
I don't think that's real either. Like, you can't always never say nothing. Let me, here I go. You can't
never always never say nothing. I love Ebonics.
I'm gonna shut up.
I love the way everyone understood exactly what you said, though.
Because for real, no black women ever need to be, like, held accountable.
Dragged publicly?
I don't think that's what that means, though. I don't think it means not to hold black women accountable. I think it just means
that we should not be dragging women.
No, I think it means like there's a certain amount of disrespect that is tolerated.
Bitch, first of all,
he did.
This bitch lie about getting shots, but she's still a stallion. First of all, that's the first.
But also, now the rebuttal to that, and you heard me, I got mad. The rebuttal to that is we do it too. So it's tricky. That's going to be the rebuttal, is all I'm going to say. I don't agree with it. That's like when
us?
Yeah, women call each other bitches all the time. That's going to be the rebuttal.
That is not, no. But there's a way that you call a bitch endearingly, like,
yes, come here. It's the come here energy.
Bitch, come here.
Ooh, okay. It's like I'm like, no, I'm really serious. Like I'm really serious. There is an amount of disrespect for black women that is absolutely tolerated, that is unacceptable, especially from Drake's corny ass.
Like, you nigga, you can't say nothing. Yeah, there's something.
Don't say nothing. If I can't say nothing about black women, and Drake can't either, because he got a white mom too. I said it. Just because
Drake needs to be being the glue between these Jewish and black. Gotta be the one to make it make sense. Like,
you know what's funny? Somebody, when Megan tweeted that, somebody playing around retweeted it and was like, "Now this is anti-Semitic, Megan," and I was. No way. They said, "Nah, you be anti-Semitic." I was like, yo, I love it. People are clever. This is all very tricky and nuanced. And again, I don't know what happened with that.
It is, but it isn't. Don't say nothing about your mouth, Drake.
Megan is a big ass woman. And I bet you that Tory, little corny, small ass, whatever happened that night, he got scared. And she looked strong. And everything else, and he probably got intimidated and started doing some dumb shit. And he deserves to pay whatever consequence he pays for it. I don't know how the baby girl she got fragments of bullets in her feet. So how are we still arguing this? Is that not real?
Say she's lying.
But she shot herself? Who shot her? Ain't nobody talking. It's just weird. Kylie, where you at? You was there. Why does Kylie get a pass?
They went to Kylie's house.
Kylie was there, wasn't she?
No, they came from her house.
She got cameras. Kylie better speak the fuck up. She a billionaire.
White girl, you better. Kylie, fix it.
It's Kylie's fault, matter of fact. End of the show.
It's Kim Kardashian's fault.
No, we're not gonna pick on them either. Just Drake is. I'm not listening to that album. I'm good, love, and joy. But I hate that he tries to be this nice guy. What I really hated too was that how he was talking about how he's a feminist because
I give you cash app you or some shit that he
no,
said.
because of how much he shoots semen in every bitch that he fucks.
Well,
that was the innuendo.
That. No, I think it's because he gave women a lot of money.
I don't think so, Shanti Mayers.
That nigga had that fucking album playing when I was in Georgia. So,
ooh, Shaheed.
Well, you already know.
Yo. See? That's why it didn't work out.
I was like, I can't play video shots of
No, you can't
record this because I don't want anybody to hear this in the background. We were arguing the whole time, like he's corny. This is mad, dog. This is dumb.
I can't stand it. Wait, I'm gonna pull up that clip because I ain't like that shit. Despite having women on album version, yeah, because he blows $500,000 on you, $500,000 on you hoes. I thought it was in you hoes. See, dyslexia took over. I thought he meant $500,000 sperm. I take that back. All right, it's time to log off. I was angry. I read that and was like, oh no, you didn't. But anyway, I think it's very interesting how. Yeah, I think it's interesting how we let Drake get away with the dumb shit that he says he does.
And his bitch ass didn't even comment. Like, you got all that shit to say. What you got to say now?
Nothing. And he getting sued by Vogue, and I love it. Anna Wintour was like, the fuck? You saw that he made like a fake Vogue cover for promotion?
She's like, these niggas is wilding. Like, this is back to back.
And then Dr. Miami was like, basically insinuated that Drake had liposuction with everybody thinks, and he was like, I'm sorry, I can't fuck with somebody, I fuck with stallions only or some shit like that. Dr. Miami is petty. I gotta go.
I don't even know who
we gotta get off the fucking internet. It's real shit happening. It's a war happening in Ukraine, y'all. What we talking about? We talking about Drake?
Drake?
Who? Time to log off. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Did you enjoy it?
I did.
I think we have cold closings instead of, you know how they have cold openings? We have cold closings. All right? Bye.
Thank you. I like it. If people stop listening, just look around, stare around the room like.
Cliffhanger. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll call you right back. Click.
Oh, wait, are we really hanging up? I can't tell.
I think we should be done.
Okay. Good talk.
To the gods, the old and the new.
Amen.
We got to do an intro. Oh,
intro?
That was really long.
Girl, I know. I said, look at the time. It was my fault. I was going on and on about politics. But I had to. It's the only thing I had to look forward to in life now. That's probably why I'm half sick, because I was up looking at the election like, it's like, how many votes left? 7,000? I gotta text Crystal punk ass back. She actually said she want to come on the pod. She was like, I'm curious to know why I haven't been on Around the Way Girls. I was like, Crystal,
what should we talk to her about?
Once Crystal get to talking, she'll just talk. But she might play the shut up. But she every time I refer to being black, she's like, every time. I'm like, yo, I hate you. I wouldn't want to do it until the new year. Like, after the break, that would be a good person to come back with, like, first one out, we back with Crystal. She gonna be like, y'all lucky I'm even talking to you.
Body.
It's her face for me. Why she do that to her face? The way
she just cut herself all up, girl. And then y'all want to go take your fucking... I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, we didn't shout Mandy out.
Initiation and become Oshun goddesses. I'm like, girl, what in the...
Tricky.
In the copy and paste that y'all doing over here.
Tricky. I want to, I forgot to shout Mandy out for her teeth. I'm so happy for her.
She did it. I love it. She went to Colombia. They look good.
They do. Are you ready?
I don't really have nothing to say, but all right.
You don't get this. They said Kawhi Leonard is the first part-time player in NBA history.
Girl, and you repeated it to me too.
Why are you like this?
So is this one long video?
No, we got to turn the video off and then come back for the next. You forgot how to do this?
We gotta end this, right? Stop it. Goodbye, everyone. Right?